Everyone, we have already discussed all the important properties of definite integrals. I have provided you the link in the description box. You can go and refer to those properties there. Children, today we are going to learn the use of an important property or a magical property on which you are getting the questions in your board examination. Let's see how we can solve this question by using this magical property, which says if you want to integrate any function from 0 to a, always remember your limit should be from 0 to something. So here I am getting 0 to pi by 2, here also I am getting 0 to pi by 2. It is not always necessary to get it as pi by 2, but yes, we will always check before applying this property whether the limit is from 0 to something or not. So let's see here how I can apply this. So here let's suppose this is I. Now how you are going to apply? Write down 0 to pi by 2 cos square. In place of x you will be writing a minus x. That means the upper limit minus whatever function is given to you. So pi by 2 minus x. Now children, after solution you will get it as, now pi by 2 will convert this into sine. So this will be sine square x. Now this is another equation. Let's suppose this is my first equation and this is another equation I get it. If I add 1 and 2, then I will be getting it as I plus I will be 2i, and here I will be getting it as 0 to pi by 2 cos square x plus sine square x. That means I can write it as sine square x plus cos square x into dx. Yes, dx is already here, so dx I am putting here. This is 2i equal to 0 to pi by 2, and you know sine square x plus cos square x is just 1, so I am getting it as 1 dx. Now integration of 1 dx will be x, and you have 0 to pi by 2. Now you will just be putting the limits, that means upper limit minus lower limit. So pi by 2 minus 0 will just give me pi by 2, and here this I can be written as pi by 4. So this is your solution, or I can say integration of cos square x from 0 to pi by 2. Let's see the next question, children. Here also you are finding this question very complicated, but if you will apply this magical property, then you will get the answer very quickly and easily. Let's see. Let this is equal to I, then I will be applying my magical property over here. So I will be getting from 0 to pi by 2 under root sine pi by 2 minus x, and I will be getting it as sine pi by 2 minus x plus under root cos pi by 2 minus x dx. Now on solving I will be getting it as 0 to pi by 2. This will just give me cos x whole upon, this will give me cos x plus under root sine x. Now children, you would say, ma'am, you have just got this sine x as cos x and the denominator is the same. But don't worry children, if you add this 1 and 2, then you will be getting it as I plus I will be 2i equal to 0 to pi by 2, and when you add equation 1 and 2, then in the numerator you will get it as sine x plus under root cos x, and you have denominator common, so you can write it as cos x plus root sine x, and here your numerator and denominator becomes equal, so you can cancel them, and you will just get 2i equal to 0 to pi by 2 1 dx. So you know integration of 1 is just x, and here it is 0 to pi by 2. So again what you will be getting? Pi by 2 minus 0, which is pi by 2. So you will get I equal to pi by 4. Have a look. Children, now you must not be wondering that why I am calling this property as magical property. Let's see another question. It is given 0 to a, that means I can use this property. So let this equal to I, so I can write it as 0 to 1. In place of x I can write 1 minus x, and here again here again in place of x I can write 1 minus x raised to power n dx. Now on solving I am getting it as 1 minus x, and here when you will open the bracket 1 and 1 will go away and you will just get x raised to power n dx. Now children, you don't have to add equation 1 and 2 because you are simply getting it as 0 to 1 x raised to power n minus x raised to power n plus 1 dx, and you can simply integrate it 0 to 1 x raised to power n dx minus 0 to 1 x raised to power n plus 1 dx. So I will be just getting it as x raised to power n plus 1 upon n plus 1, 0 to 1 minus x raised to power n plus 2 upon n plus 2, and you will be putting the values over here. So if you will put upper limit minus lower limit, then you will get it as 1 you are putting here, 1 raised to power anything will be 1. So you will just get 1 upon n plus 1, and here you will get 1 upon n plus 2. Now you can simply take the LCM. So your LCM is n plus 1 and n plus 2, and above you will get it as n plus 2 minus n minus 1. So your final answer would be n and n gone. So here you will just get 1 upon n plus 1, n plus 2. So this is your answer. Let's see the next question, children. Here again it is given in this form, so I can apply 0 to a property here. So let us apply the property which is 0 to pi by 4 log of 1 plus 10. In place of x I am writing it as pi by 4 minus x. Now children, you know from class 11th concept that your 10x minus y can be written as 10x, which is pi by 4, minus 10x whole upon 1 plus 10 pi by 4 into 10x. So this is the formula which I have used over here from class 11. 10x minus y is equal to 10x minus 10y upon 1 plus 10x into 10y. Now you know that this 10 pi by 4 is just 1. This 10 pi by 4 is just 1. So what I am getting? 1 plus 1 minus 10x upon 1 plus 10x, which on simplification will give me 2 by 1 plus 10x. Just take the LCM. 10x will go away and you will get this. Now children, here you can use your property log m minus log n. Since this is given log m by n, so you can write it as from 0 to pi by 4 log of 2 minus log of 1 plus 10x. Alright, so this is dx. Everywhere it is dx. Here also it is dx. Now what you have to do here, you are finding that this term is equal to my question only. So I can replace this term with I. This is complete. Okay. So if I am replacing it with I, and when I take this term over there, then I can write I plus I, which is 2I, equal to 0 to pi by 4 log of 2. Now log of 2 is a constant, so it can be taken out. So it can be taken out log of 2, and here you will get 1 dx from 0 to, here it is dx. Okay, 1 dx. So again what you will be getting? You will be getting it as log of 2, which is a constant, x from 0 to pi, right? 4, which will give you log of 2 into pi by 4 minus 0. So here it will come into pi by 4. You are not going to cut this 2 with 4 because this is a constant different, and here it is 2i. So you want to get the value of I. So it will be log of 2 into pi by 4 into 2. So finally you will be getting it as pi by 8 log of 2. Isn't that easy? Have a look.